$939 million. That's the number sitting in this morning's FEC filing, and it changes the frame on every race we've talked about this week. Welcome to Senate Pickup Watch. I'm Margot, and today we've got the first hard cash number of the cycle. Susan Collins already running the incumbent's playbook in Maine, and a new wrinkle in the Democratic primary nobody asked for.
I'm Theo, and I want to know whether Democrats see a 3-to-1 money deficit and actually change course, or just get louder about the same plan.
Spoiler. The Costello story out of Portland says it's neither. It's a primary fight nobody planned for while Collins stacks federal dollars like cordwood. Here's Bill Allison at Bloomberg.
Washington. President Donald Trump and his Republican allies have amassed a $939 million war chest ahead of November midterms, more than tripling the Democrats' haul and setting them up to mount a formidable fight in their uphill effort to retain control of Congress.
The FEC filings are in. Republicans have $939 million. Democrats are at $267. That's not a gap. That's a different sport on the same field.
And that ratio landing today matters because every race we've talked about this week, New Hampshire's $10.2 million S&P buy, Collins in Maine leaning on federal dollar delivery, all of it was happening inside a structural deficit that's now out in the open. The floor we kept measuring was sitting under a 3-to-1 ceiling.
I've been asking all week where Platner's money is coming from, whether Tallarico has in-state small dollar behind him. Now it's a lot less abstract. If the national pot is $267 against nearly $1 billion, every DSCC dollar spent on a marquee long shot is a dollar that doesn't exist somewhere winnable.
Collins doesn't even need to outspend Platner on TV if she can point to a bridge or a shipyard contract, and Democrats can't afford to answer it at scale. When you're getting outgunned 3-to-1, the clout argument wins by default.
Here's NPR.
The outcome of a pivotal Senate race in Maine could hinge on whether voters value Republican Senator Susan Collins' clout and ability to secure federal dollars over Democratic insurgent Graham Platner's call to upend a political system he says is rigged against working-class Americans.
The Mills exit was supposed to clear the lane for Platner, and it did. Right into a wall Collins just finished building. She's running on tangible federal deliverables, which is the incumbent's way of localizing a race. And if Platner's money is nationalized DSCC cash instead of in-state small dollar, he can't push back at scale.
The lane we flag after Mills got out has Collins's answer. Make the race about federal dollars, not revolution. And here's the structural problem. She doesn't need to outspend Platner on ads. If she can point to a hospital in Rockport or a ferry contract in Penobscot Bay, that's a receipt, not a message.
And now we've got the FEC filing showing roughly a 3-to-1 GOP cash advantage nationally. The S&P's Maine buy was already the smallest floor on the map. You cannot outlocalize Collins with nationalized dollars.
The money gap just does Collins's framing for her. She doesn't have to argue clout in the abstract if Democrats can't afford to run the contrast at scale.
This one's from Portland Press Herald.
Costello has his work cut out for him. Some independent polls don't even include his name, and those that do show him around 1%. He also trails in the money race, raising less than $145,000 through the end of March, compared to nearly $12 million raised by Platner and $13 million raised by Collins.
David Costello is polling at 1%. He raised under $145,000 through March, and some polls don't even bother including his name. But sure, let's keep pretending this Democratic primary is normal, while Collins is sitting on $13 million.
The field consolidation story was supposed to be settled when Mills got out. If the Pan-Atlantic numbers showing Platner ahead were real party unity, Costello wouldn't still be out in Saco telling Democrats they've got options.
Platner has nearly $12 million. Collins has $13. Those two are in the same weight class. Costello at $145,000 is a footnote, and he's costing Platner oxygen in the final 3 weeks before June 9th. That is a gift to an incumbent who's already running on federal dollars delivered. If Senate Pickup Watch helps you keep the map in focus, take a moment to subscribe or leave a review wherever you're listening. It really helps other people find the show. We've put links to all of today's stories in the show notes, so if something caught your ear, you can dig into the original reporting there. That's Senate Pickup Watch for today. Have a good Friday, and thanks for listening. This is a Lantern podcast.